What's happening, crypto traders and investors? It's Rod with the Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. It is Monday, February 24th. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. In this video, we're going to take a look at the massive buying opportunity that's presenting itself on Chainlink, not just Chainlink, but a lot of altcoins right now on sale. It's been a brutal day. We've had tons of liquidations and downside in the market. Nothing goes in a straight line forever. We've been seeing fake outs to the upside, to the downside. And it's times like this where, you get those final shakeouts before the big breakouts. And I think we're in that phase right now. I do think that Chainlink is a massive buying opportunity, very attractive right now, very bullish on it long term. And we've been seeing, multiple ETF filings and acknowledgments. We've also been seeing multiple cases with the SEC completely dropped. Think of Robinhood, OpenSea, Coinbase. So there's tons of things happening in the background, but we had that massive hack with Bybit and Ethereum. So that was the biggest hack in history. So the market's still just trying to stabilize. The S&P 500 was weak today, so definitely not helping the sell-off. But we'll take a look at the link chart. I'll give my thoughts and opinions. We do have a bearish continuation pattern with a target of $12. We'll take a look at that. I'll give the details, my thoughts and opinions on the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. Help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future content. Also, you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. And full disclosure, I do own Link in my portfolio. Very bullish on it long term. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Can't remember if I've said that. When I do these videos, I sound like a broken record. And at the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor, and you need to take what I say with a grain of salt. Don't just buy something because somebody else on YouTube tells you that it's a good investment, right? You need to do your own due diligence. But I do think that Link, very, very bullish on the project long term. I think it's going to do very, very well. But we'll take a look here at the crypto space. You can see we have Bitcoin hovering around 91K at the moment, trying to stabilize. Same thing with Ethereum. Like I said, we had that massive Bybit hack. So yes, we've seen, some bullish developments with regards to cases being dropped and ETF filings, etc. But we did have that massive Bybit hack, and they sold about $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum. There was talks about potentially, reversing the transactions, but that would show that Ethereum is centralized. And now it looks like that's not going to be the case. They're more than likely just going to look into that group that North Korean group that is supposedly behind it. So, the markets are still fizzling out, but Bybit has since recovered quite a bit, and things look to be kind of okay there. So, it could have been a lot worse at the end of the day. Let's put it that way. But, these things happen, and, it's not necessarily the blockchains themselves. It's whenever you put them into a centralized product like an exchange where you start to run into different issues, right? And it's not the first, and it won't be the last exchange, I'm sure. But all the more reasons for ETFs, right? All the more reason to have institutional custody and more oversight and regulatory clear rules of the road and regulatory oversight as well, because these exchanges, they can't just be operating in the Wild West, right? And some of these exchanges, they're very highly regulated. Look at Coinbase, for example. It was actually, like I said, the case was dropped against Coinbase and a few others, but Coinbase was approved by the SEC to go public, and then later on sued, right, after being approved to go public with their business plan. But essentially, the SEC is dropping that case against Coinbase with prejudice, meaning they can't sue them again for the same thing in the future, and no change, no penalty, no fine or anything like that, no change to their business. So the overall outlook and market landscape right now, I think, is very, very bullish. But again, nothing goes in a straight line forever, and we do have some bearish continuation patterns to be looking at here on the chart on Chainlink and across the sector. If we take a look at Link here at the daily time frame here, you can see from the high to the low of this dump here, it was a very weak bounce, and anything under the 0.32 fib there was a potential for a daily bear flag. And you can see we rejected right underneath it. So in order to get above that 0.32 fib, we needed to break 1999 to negate this bear flag. And in order to confirm it, we needed to lose the low of the dump there at 1601, which we didn't get above 1999. And if we take a look at the measured move from the high to the low, move it out to our 0.32 fib, it's saying the target is around $12.08. Today we did hit a low of 1484. So in terms of percentages, we came within about 18% of that target. So I do think Chainlink is an absolute screaming buy here at the moment. Again, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. This is just my own thoughts and opinions. I've got a pretty decent position. I may look to add, one or two more times on Chainlink. I might be a little bit more patient, try to get it closer to that $13 to $12 area. That's around my average anyway. It's been a while since I've checked on my Link position, but I do believe my average is around that $10 to $12 area. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, again, multiple clues here on the weekly. We had a stochastic and a MACD bear cross on the weekly time frame. We lost the 10-week moving average. We just had a 50 and a 200 weekly moving average bull cross. Price saw some decent upside as a result, but we're coming back down, testing that as support. I do think that this is a very big shakeout before a massive move coming for the sector. And it's more than likely going to be with these high profile cases being dropped. And you're going to see multiple ETF filings. I think by the end of 2025, we're going to see a basket, probably going to be at least somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 12 different ETFs. I think that could be approved at some point between now and the end of the year. We also could see a death cross with the 50-day and the 200-day moving average crossing. We're below all of our daily moving averages, so it's not looking too great here in the short term. Longer term, not looking too bad at all. But yeah, short term daily time frame could still see a death cross here with the 50 and the 200-day moving average, giving more kind of credence to the fact that we could see a bit more downside here. And like I said, about 18% of downside would be the target of the daily bear flag. But like I said, I think this is a massive buying opportunity. A lot of people are losing their minds and unable to understand why we're seeing downside. But again, we just had a huge hack with Bybit, the biggest in history. And on the weekly time frame, we confirmed a weekly downtrend with a lower high, lower low. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross here on the weekly time frame as well. So again, on that daily and weekly time frame, we're not looking too hot. But when in doubt, zoom out, look at the monthly time frame. We're still just looking for a monthly high or low. We have really no support all the way down to about $8.08. And we do have monthly EMA 26 there at 1440. So again, no major red flags here on the monthly time frame whatsoever. You could make the case that we're in a monthly uptrend. You have your low, high, higher low, and higher high. We had another higher low and higher high. We're just looking for another higher low compared to $8.08. And then, like I said, if we can form a weekly uptrend, set our monthly higher low, start trending back toward resistance here, which is the high of the bounce at $30.94. Then after that, we have a level there at around $38.32, and then it's the all-time high at $52.99. And if we, again, zoom out, look at the fib extension levels, I mentioned this in a prior video, but I do think that Chainlink easily hit $100 this cycle. I think, somewhere around that $100 to $200, very doable. We might even get pretty nutty in a full-blown alt season where we could even see, upwards of 250 to 300. I think, again, sounds crazy, but, at the end of the day, this is crypto. And, look at Solana, for example, right? The chain goes down every time you turn around. And it's saw a massive parabolic run all the way up from what was it, $10? I think it was $8 actually. It was all the way from $8 when the FTX debacle happened. So yeah, we hit exactly $8 and then all the way up to $295. So again, this is kind of the scenario that we're looking at with Chainlink. Not saying that's going to happen, but in terms of percentage, that was a 35x, so 3,500% on Solana, and that's how quickly things can change, right? And it was a very, very bearish sentiment on Solana when we were at that $8 mark. But that's where the opportunity presents itself. And like I said, Link was just at $8. I think we could easily hit $100 to $200 as well on Chainlink. I'm very bullish on it. Sergey, the co-founder, was talking in an interview recently. He seems more bullish than ever. He basically says everything you can imagine is going to be tokenized, everything from insurance to entertainment, to stocks and bonds and real estate. And there's really no telling. Like, I don't think people are bullish enough on this space, right? There's no telling how high the market cap is going to go this cycle. There's a lot of people saying that, Bitcoin's going to hit $200,000, $300,000 a cycle. I'm not really in that camp. I think maybe 120, 140 on Bitcoin's possible. But the next cycle after that, that's when I think we're going to see, you're going to see growth like you wouldn't believe. You couple that with AI, there's going to be, putting all the, the government spending on the blockchain, there's going to be so many use cases, it's not even funny. And like I said, it's really hard to imagine, where the space is going to be in 6 months from now, 6 weeks from now, let alone 6 years from now, right? So like I said, if we get enough catalysts together, I think we could see, regulations. I think we could see stablecoin regulations. and legislation at some point in the next few months in the U.S., and then more than likely some sort of market structure bill where it differentiates a security, a crypto security from a crypto commodity, and then give clear rules of the road and define decentralize all of these things that we know have to happen for this industry to flourish. Right, the shackles won't be removed until we have clear rules of the road and legislation in the biggest economy and that would be the US, right? But going into there, like I said, I do think we could see a little bit more downside. I think this is a monumental buying opportunity, though, on Chainlink. If you agree with me, smash the like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and we'll continue the conversation there. Enjoy the rest of your night. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you on the next video.